name's Aneesh Ashutosh. I'm a sophomore at CAS studying computer science and economics. I think an up-and-comer is a student who has done something significant in their field and it just helped NYU or the general community around them in a way to better themselves, to create an improvement, and really just gone above and beyond to like apply the skills that they've developed throughout their life to helping others and creating something for the community. So I used to be a software engineering intern at Twitter. I started that the October of my freshman year. And it was a really good experience. I worked at Vine as a QA intern, and I transitioned to Twitter's timeline service infrastructure team, which is kind of like the algorithm that powers your tweet feed that May. And I continued working there until November, which was a really great time. Lots of great people I met, and it's a really fun company culture. And on top of that, last year I also participated in the Columbia Venture Contest, which is kind of like NYU's 300K, but at Columbia. And so a team of my high school friends and I built these drones. We called the startup Laminar Dynamics. What we wanted to do was use drones to deliver medical supplies to areas that kind of lack the infrastructure for like traditional ground-based delivery. So for instance with vaccines, right? I think something like 20 million children die from vaccine-preventable diseases every year because the vaccines simply aren't able to get to them. And I mean these places have like Red Cross workers or other aid workers like present. It's just that it's hard to get like the requisite supplies because there's like a mountain or a forest in the way. But with like the drones we built, they're kind of like fixed wing drones. They're not really the traditional quadcopters you see, so they look like tiny little airplanes. But they have something like they have a 80 mile one-way operational range, so 80 miles one way, 80 miles back. And it's actually 8 cents cheaper per dose of vaccine than it would be for traditional like truck delivery. So extrapolated over those 20 million individuals, right? That's a considerable amount of money saved. Right now, we're trying to secure funding because it's a social entrepreneurship kind of startup, right? We're not trying to make money off of it, but I think that's something I'm really interested in doing. Using my skills to just tangibly change the world, which is something that I really enjoyed about my time at Twitter because I'd be making these changes, and even though they were like small and like they'd be affecting like millions of people, right? So it's pretty exciting to be able to, even anonymously, be able to make people's experiences better with these platforms. At NYU, I'm a member of the EIA, which is the Entrepreneurship and Innovation Association, and we're hosting this prototyping competition / accelerator called Intervention. It's been a really amazing time. We had to review almost 60 applications for startups and cut it down to 18 for the first round, and we recently cut it down again to 12 after the quarterfinal pitch. We have the semifinals coming up soon, so it'll be down to 3. But these guys are amazingly hardworking, talented individuals, and it's just been so amazing meeting them and working with them. It's not like a traditional competition in that we kind of just every round we just leave them to their own devices and then see where they are a month later, because we're actively helping them grow alongside. Even today at the EF, one of the team members approached me and was like, "Hey, we need somebody else who's good at hardware hacking. Do you know anyone?" And I directed him to a friend of mine who has experience in that background. So it's not just we're giving them services too. We're giving them workshops, we're giving them training, we're helping them build the teams they need to succeed. And this is an entirely student-run organization, overseen by some of the members of the Future Labs at Tandon, who've been amazingly helpful. They're talented entrepreneurs as well. And it's just really crazy to see from the other side of the table, how these VCs kind of see companies, how you can judge a company's viability, I guess, and at the same time be able to help them grow. I would definitely want to go down the path of entrepreneurship. It's something that my dad did, my brother did. I know it's kind of I didn't really, you might think that I didn't choose it for myself, but even in my youth I wanted to do first biology, then chemistry, and now I'm at the same tech entrepreneurship kind of thing. I guess it's just something that we all happen to like. maybe due to exposure from a young age. But I definitely want to at some point go into that, just because even though I love Twitter, I learned during that internship that like the 9 to 5 grind, or in that case like 10 to 8, wasn't really, it's not something I want to do for 40 years. I just say a lot of people, you know, everybody wants to learn how to code. That's a pretty freaking motif, but it's always something you learn in the future. So I'd say like take some concrete steps to do it today. I know one of my clubs, Tech at NYU, we have like a weekly like intro session, and just last week I brought in a friend of mine from Twitter, who's now at Tumblr, to talk about like very basic introductory concepts in computer science. And I do marketing for them as well, and so I marketed it as kind of like that, and it was really amazing because we had like 60 people come out, and I was talking to some of them afterwards, and like the majority of them like had never like written code before, but you know, it was just their first steps on that path. And like it's only been like 2 weeks since then, but I followed up with a couple of them, and you know, they're on Code Academy, they're really pushing forward. And the thing is that, especially with comp sci, it's like it seems like such a massive behemoth to tackle, but it's one of those things that you have to get to by like 1,000 paper cuts, because everything's so interconnected that it doesn't make sense until there's one moment when you just understand everything at once and it all clicks, and from then on it's easy. Like you'll never really be challenged again. And when that moment happens, it's a great feeling, because like, you know, you feel you're on the top of the world, you know, everything works. But I'd say, just to shorten it down to one sentence, like every day just strive to be better than who you were the day before. I think that's something I've been trying to do for a long time, either by learning a new skill or like meeting new people. But that's, no matter what your field is, that's something that I think everybody should strive for.